Hello, we are in a new locale today because last episode we filled up the tree search lab with our maps. So this will be our new intro zone, which is inside of our bone meal farm. We got episode 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 down here. And I think I like this arrangement for our next, 8 episodes? And yeah, I think this will be our new zone. I think the first thing that I'd like to do today is work on extending our ice boat highway and talk a little bit about last episode. I'm sure that all of you have been in Let's Plays with soft lore before, and I want to talk a little bit about mine. So it's something that I definitely rely on a lot when I build, even when I'm alone. Like my Forever World, I don't think I've showed it all on this channel, but I talk about it every now and then. And it has lore to it, like story. There is story there. And I like to tell the story through the environment. I don't really know if I'm going to talk about my Forever World lore, because that's a me thing. I don't know. I share my Upturn Valley story, and I'm going to share this one, and I'd like to keep the other one to myself, I think. Some of my friends know what it is, but I don't know. I think I'm going to keep it offline. And for this one, I think I'm gonna cut to me talking about it more voiceover wise, because I think that I'll be able to get my words together a little bit better, especially if I write it down. It's something that I've been building through the past 10 episodes and kind of decided what it's about last episode. And I don't think that I'm gonna make a Minecraft ARG kind of thing with it, which is kind of what I think I implied accidentally with that first section at the beginning of last episode. I'm gonna just tell you. I'm gonna be talking about it as I build. It's just a little storyline that's gonna go along with our Let's Play. Nothing fancy. No need for deep dives or anything. It's just something that I want to make. So without further ado, why don't we cut to me yapping about my little passion project. For starters, my in-game character is not fully related to the person in the ship. However, that person is based on my game skin, because it's also the spot that I use for my voiceovers, which you've probably already noticed. Starting with the ship, for those interested, she does have a name. Her name is Demeter. She's completely designed on the interior, and honestly, I'd love to make a tiny house or something like that based on these designs someday. I just think it would be really cool. Yeah. So the character inside the ship would more likely be considered the me in universe versus the me in game. I picture that they're one of the only remaining residents from a project on the world that I'm working in. They lived in the radio tower as the settlement's weather broadcaster. The world in which I am building is a terraformed Ganymede, which the broadcaster now only occasionally sees in orbit around Jupiter. The rest of the surviving researchers have left for Juno Station in orbit, but the broadcaster prefers their silence in Demeter, the ship they made themselves out of scrap parts over the years. It's not yet known to the public why the terraforming project was abandoned so soon after its stabilization. It's speculated that the strange life forms still existing on the moon's surface are the cause, or maybe the aftermath. Whatever the reason, it's been abandoned by all human life, left to its own devices, only observed by the broadcaster when their orbits align. Now, I will be telling this story both overtly through builds and explanations, so if you just want to listen to that, you will get the whole story. But I'd also like to add some fun to it with my voice acting passion. Some episodes will contain a segment from the broadcaster, possibly not being received in the correct order. I will add some date stamps so that they can be organized, but this allows for some more creative freedom for me. I hope you enjoy. Alright, we are back from that explanation, and I'd like to start by just saying I'm not going to let the lore take over the Let's Play experience. We're going to jump right back into what we were doing Minecraft-wise. So I went and gathered a whole bunch of packed ice and turned it all into blue ice, and while I was doing that, I was crossing over the fortress that I found actually when I was making that bridge. And so I think the next thing that I'd like to do is go and start making a blaze rod farm, because I think I want to do some progression today. And that progression is going to be getting regular access to blaze rods. And starting that, I think I'd like to go to our froglight farm and grab some magma cream, or maybe we already have it. No. And grab some magma cream and make some fire resistance potions. Yeah, we got plenty here. Okay. Okay. Ah. Those signs took forever to put up, man. Ah. Oh, and the creeper has revealed my secrets. There's a whole bunch more pumpkin farms down there. Okay, all fixed. Did I count it as? Yes, I did. Netherwort. Okay, awesome. And now where's my glass? Let's make 6 of them. Whoops. Alright, and then if I remember correctly, because I haven't done potions in a long while. Man, do I not have redstone? Ah. Guess I gotta go down to the mines. Yay. Let's use this to repair my pickaxe as well. Let's grab a bunch while we're here. See? Scaffolding's great. I can even use it in mining. Alright, this is the brewing stand that I've been using. If I remember correctly, this is how you do it, I think. I don't make potions very often. I really only make weakness potions. Okay, awesome. Oh yeah, I don't need gunpowder because I'm not doing a splash potion, I'm just doing a regular long potion. I really hope I got this right. Yes! Okay, so I'm gonna need, I think, 4 buckets. I've got buckets in my furnaces. 4 buckets of lava, and a whole bunch of glass, because I think I want to make it out of glass. Because I want to be able to... Hello. I want to be able to kind of build around it later, like it's part of the space station. And Juno Station is the Nether Hub. That's what I was talking about. That's what I've decided that the Nether Hub is. And that's where the majority of, like, the scientists and everything are living. Gonna need a whole bunch of signs, and that's about it. These aren't really that complicated. Oh, I might need, some hoppers. Then we're good. And let's grab some wool as well for some carpets. Let's do sign. Alright, so we're gonna go down the east nether tunnel. That's where our little spot is. Alright, I think this is the block, so I'm going to chug a potion of fire resistance and start bridging. Basically, I want to get this done in 48 minutes so that I don't have to make any more potions, which should be completely doable. It's not that complex of a farm. I'm not even following a tutorial, I'm just using my noggin. I've made them before, they're in my memory somewhere. Yeah, there's our spawning, so this is gonna be our hallway here. Yeah, I don't care about your fire. All good. So they can make melee attacks, which is kind of annoying, so we don't want to get too close, but good enough. We should be decently protected. I've gotta say, this is way more blazes than I thought I would have to deal with, but we'll be okay. It's gonna be fine. 4 out this way. 4 out this way. This time lapse is probably gonna look pretty terrible, so I think I'll be using this footage. Their melee attacks hit really hard, so I'm a little concerned. When I did this in my forever world, I don't remember it being so murdery. It's still a wreck up there, by the way. This is just taking a break and making the collection chamber. Okay, I don't really need a whole ton of these. I'm using them for Eyes of Ender, which is going to be our next step in our progression, but I don't think I'm going to do that right now. I think the next thing that I'd want to do progression-wise would be getting diamond armor from our villagers. And whoa, how did that happen? Okay, we are back at the base. Well, what is this place? It's like a street. Yeah, it's a street thing. And the next thing that I'd like to do is work on some more game progression, which is going to be our villagers. So we already have a whole bunch of toolsmiths, but I'm missing a few things. A sword and good armor. So the next thing that I would like to add is more of a weapons guild kind of idea over here in this area, and see how that goes. First thing that I'm going to do is design a better path. I don't think this steam hut thing is working. I think I'm going to leave a bit of a gap here, maybe fill it with some wheat, I don't know, just kind of give some space for this build, I think, because things are starting to get a little bit condensed together. So I think I'm gonna just clear out some trees, kind of make a bit of a meandering path going around here and see what works. So I've gotten distracted because I want to use sandstone in this new build. I'm gonna throw up the picture of what I designed up here now. Boom. And I want to use sandstone, right? So I'm gonna go to the desert, right? But my desert is really far away, and I hate walking between them. So I've gotten a tad bit sidetracked, and I'm gonna work on at least the nether highways in the hub. I'm not gonna go too crazy. Just gonna go for the highways, because I do have a solid design for that. And I think that's just what I'm gonna do for the next little bit, which I know is infinitely slower than if I had just gone to the desert and done this build. But I don't work like that for some reason, so now we're doing this. So I'm gonna start by laying down everything here, and then going into spawn proofing. I don't actually have a drawing of this design, I more just worked it out in creative on my testing world. I have a replica of this in my testing world, and I've built a little bit of it here, really just the finicky mechanics of getting the boat destroyer thing to work. Basically, I'll put a bunch of extra boats in here, boats go in here, click the button, you get a boat, plop it down, go forward, but it needs glass on the sides here. And also, along here I'm gonna put terracotta with stone slabs along here, and finally orange glass to center the boat along it. And obviously this is the orange tunnel, because we have orange everywhere. And then it's gonna be the exact same design on all 4 tunnels, but with different colors. And you'll see once I build the design eventually that it'll be really obvious which tunnel you're in, which is great. And then I'm also going to use banners with numbers to indicate where our stops are. I think I'm going to film this from first person just because when I'm building in a tunnel it just gets really awkward to film via replay mod, so let's go. I think while I am here, I'm gonna take a schematic of this area because I want to be able to copy this over later so that I can just auto-place stuff, because this is really annoying to do. And I don't want to have the colors in quite yet, so I'm going to take this corner while I'm here. Okay, now let's finally get back to what we were actually planning on doing. Man. And then when you need to make a turn, you just hop out and plop your boat right back down. Nice. Okay, we are back in record time, and I think I'm gonna start building this. I'm gonna go with the exterior first, I think, because I've got a more solid idea of what I want to do with it, and putting villagers in cubicles really isn't that complicated interior-wise, so I think I'm okay. And just for a reminder, this is the picture that I'm using on screen right now. And why don't we hop into a time lapse? Hi, hello, it is me from the future. So, as I'm editing, I've realized that the rest of the video has a pretty nasty audio issue. That's because between different recordings, I ended up plugging in my camera to my computer that I use to record, like, traditional speed paints and stuff. And I didn't know this, but it kind of just hijacked the mic that it was using. So I need to unplug it in order to record proper audio, which I will be doing in the future. The rest of the video is kind of messed up. I will try my best to fix it with some voiceovers, but because I play kind of like linearly, there's not really a lot I can do to re-record it, so I'll try my best, but I apologize for the bad audio. Thanks. Future me voiceover. So this is what I ended up with after that time lapse, and I kind of decorated on the inside a little bit. Tried to turn it into more of an armory was the idea, and between those time lapses as well, I grabbed a lot of villagers and did a bunch of villager stuff. So here's that. I will cut the audio out and just replace it with some music, I think, because it's basically just clickety-clacking on my keyboard, which is not cool. So here you go. Alright, I'm starting to think that this might be okay. So, I think I'm just gonna talk about what I did next and then clip in some images of me doing it. So, I decided that I was gonna fill most of the basement of this building with stonemasons because I use a lot of bricks and terracotta and quartz, which is the easiest way to get quartz for me. So, I have one armorer and one weaponsmith, and I actually got a pretty good starter sword off of the weaponsmith, which was great. And then I had about 10 minutes left in the episode at the time, so I decided to pop back into the nether and do some work on the nether hub, specifically the starting room for the orange section. It was mostly a freestyle build. Like I said, I did go in my creative testing world and kind of messed around with the purple tunnel with that one. So the orange tunnel was kind of a freestyle, but it was inspired by the stuff that I was working on in the creative testing world. So yeah, that's what I ended up doing, and here is the time lapse. Okay, I genuinely can't put you guys through this just for the outro. Oh my god. Here's a snippet of what the audio sounds like. Okay, I think I'm just gonna outro from here and try my best for the last minute or so of this video. Oh my god. Okay, so I ended up ending off the episode there and then went straight into making our maps for the last bit of the episode. It was actually so difficult to lay these maps out for some reason. It took me so long to figure out. But here is the final product. Alright, so thank you guys so much for joining me for episode 11, and I hope to see you guys next episode where we will have an improved mic. This is what it will sound like. Thank you. And goodbye.